Good morning, this is Johnny. It's Friday, October 9th. Another beautiful morning here in Hawaii. Clear blue skies, no wind. It's actually starting to cool down a little bit in the mornings. But all in all, it's a typical Hawaiian day. Living here is like Groundhog Day. You wake up expecting it to be a beautiful day, and it is. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some plants that are here at Kolea. I'm about 200 feet from my house. And when I first moved to Hawaii, within the first couple of years, I took quite a few courses that had to do with Hawaii from West Hawaii Community College. And one of those courses was Hawaiian plants and their uses. And in that class, I learned that the tree right behind me, which is right there, is called the hau tree, and it's endemic to Hawaii. A lot of people do not know that a lot of the plants you see when you come to the Hawaiian Islands are not endemic to the islands. Were brought here by the Polynesians early on, and of course other people later on. That includes the coconut palm, by the way. But anyway, the interesting thing about the hau tree is that is what the Hawaiians made rope out of. And for this class that I took, I actually sort of emulated the Hawaiians and made some Hawaiian rope. And when you think about it, there's no iron on the Hawaiian Islands, so they had to build their houses without nails. And how they did it was to tie the timbers together with rope. So in order to make rope here, what they discovered is you take a branch off a hau tree, strip off the bark, and then put it in seawater and let it soak. And you change the seawater about every 2 or 3 days, and after about a week the bark starts to kind of balloon up, and you can separate the outer part of the bark, and you're left with this what really looks almost like twine, and you braid that together, and that's how the Hawaiians made rope. And so I'm about 200 feet from where I live, so here's the hau. It's all over. And then another plant that I learned about that I'm very fond of happens to be right across the road from it. And this plant is the wili-wili tree. And it's also endemic to Hawaii, and there's not very many of them. And there's a story behind this particular tree. It caught some kind of it had some kind of pest. I think it was a wasp, an infestation. And early on when I moved here, there was a lot of activity around this tree because they're pretty rare, and they couldn't figure out how to get rid of the infestation. So they brought scientists over from UH on Oahu, and they did a lot of research on this particular tree, and finally were able to save it. So anyway, I'm glad it's still here. There's not many of them around. As I said, there's a big one right as you leave Waikoloa Village, but you can drive all day and not really see a wili-wili tree. So it's kind of nice that they were able to save this one. Okay, I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll talk to you later.